For more perspective on the developments in Afghanistan and the threats facing the growing number of American troops deployed there, we turn to Rick Barton of the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a bipartisan nonprofit research center in Washington, D.C. Thank you for being with us. How significant is today's report that some Taliban fighters in Afghanistan appear to possess American-issued ammunition?
I think it's important, first, because we've learned that this is a problem. But it's more important because it shows that we really went into Afghanistan, as we did into Iraq, without being fully prepared with some of the basic systems, and that our allies there, in particular the Afghans, are just not ready for this much responsibility this fast, and we haven't provided the training and really the accompaniment that they need to be successful.
Could it be that this problem is the result of corruption in the Afghan security forces or in the police force?
I think there's a great likelihood that there is some corruption, but there are also other sources. They could have easily come from some of the supply routes. They could have come from other international dealers. They could have come from police stations being overrun. And we just don't have a clue as to what the combination of sources is, but those are all the likeliest ones.
Another possibility, perhaps, is we've been hearing, of course, about how there have been these raids of supply depots in neighboring Pakistan of material that was headed to Afghanistan. Could it have come from there?
No doubt. But again, it's unlikely that that's the majority supply, that probably the greatest single source is from inside of Afghanistan, probably from just not doing a particularly good inventory and from people reselling the equipment that they've received.
And before we get too overly concerned about this, even if no ammunition from the United States accidentally or improperly got into the hands of the Taliban, I presume they still would find ammunition with which to use against American and NATO forces.
I would expect so. They're not as well funded, and obviously they don't have the resource base that the international alliance or even the new Afghan government has. But the narcotic trafficking has been seen as one way for them to fund themselves. And generally, for forces that are not fighting on a daily basis, face to face, they probably have enough to continue this kind of insurgency.
And there would be other means by which to obtain it on some sort of international arms black market.
There is a very dynamic international market. There are an infinite number of manufacturers. There are an infinite number of dealers and suppliers. And we've heard all over the world that people are willing to barter or do whatever's necessary to keep this moving.
Rick Barton, thank you very much for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you.